Hi everyone. So welcome to this special masterclass today as we look at one of the most important things in our society, in our life that drives everything we do in our day to day. We want to talk about money and how we can really make money and be able to take our life to the next level. And welcome to the stream today. I see some of you guys joining. You are welcome. You can share the stream with others and also comment in the comment section or the chat box. It's going to be an interactive session, and I'm going to provide you with some guidelines on a couple of things that you need to do, and most importantly how you can position yourself and understand the money game, because money is the lifeblood of the economy, right? Everything, the problem, the headache, the sleepless nights that you have, 99.9% of the time, if you have more money, it means you can deal with the issue. But how do you go around it? How do you make more money? How do you put yourself in the position so that you can make money as and when you want, and you can have that peace of mind as an individual, knowing that you don't have to be bothered or be worried about how much money you need to make. You don't have to be bothered or worried about the bills. You don't have to be bothered or worried about the various things that you need to do. So we want to look into this special masterclass and then walk through some of the things with you. I'm going to be really practical, going to be sharing some practical tips with you to help you on how you can put yourself in the position to make a lot of money. Now, one of the things you need to understand is that making money is simple. You need to have the right mindset, the right ideology. You need to have the right strategy. And if you have the right mindset, the right strategy, I can guarantee you can put yourself in the position to make more money and live a happy life at the end of the day. And so welcome to this masterclass. I'm hoping that we will be able to share some things that will help you so you can put yourself in the position to understand the money game pretty well. So let me bring up my slide quickly and then let's get excited into the discussion. So the financial independence framework. Now, why is this important generally? Why is this important? Why is this something that we need to be mindful of at the end of the day? Okay. So why is this important? Why should we be mindful of this at the end of the day? It's important because, you see, financial independence is simply a point you reach where you are no longer bothered about the bills. Financial independence is getting to the point where you don't look at the price of the things. You walk in and you buy what you have to buy without thinking about it. Financial independence is where you don't have to be bothered when your children are sacked for school fees. No, because everything is handled, everything is taken care of. Financial independence is reaching the point where it doesn't matter what happens to you, but you will be able to there is a system in place that will be able to pay the bills and handle all the expenses and help you to live a peaceful life. That is what financial independence is about. But it is important you understand that in order for you to get to that level where you no longer have to worry about the bills, you no longer have to worry about the prices of things, you no longer have to be worried about, well, if I lose my job today, what is going to be happening to me? If you don't want to worry about that, then there is something that you need to understand. And the first thing is this, that you must learn to make money in your sleep. I need you to stay with me carefully, because to achieve financial independence, you must learn to make money in your sleep. Why is this important? It's important because you cannot make the kind of money, achieve financial independence just by doing your 9 to 5. You cannot just be the only person waking up 4 a.m., getting to work, getting back home 10 p.m. and achieve financial independence. There has to be a system in place where you are able to make money when you are asleep. In other words, you are not there, but there is a system working on your behalf and giving you money even when you are asleep. What does that mean? It means that it requires you to think long term and build a money-making machine with discipline and self-confidence for decades. See, you're not going to be achieving financial independence overnight. We live in a world where people are out of school and they want to start driving Rolls Royce. People are out of school and they want to start driving Benzo. People are out of school and they want to start living in 5-star, 4-star communities. I am not saying don't have a dream, don't have a vision, don't have an aspiration, but financial independence is not achieved overnight. When you start today, it's not going to be happening tomorrow. It will take decades, minimum 10 years. And it goes beyond that. Sometimes it has to be 20, 30 years before you build that base in that regard. And so it requires you to be thinking long term. It requires you to create a money making machine, and it requires you to discipline and have the confidence in yourself. And you're going to be carrying this and doing this out for decades. Decades. If you want to achieve financial independence. Because you see, sometimes I watch people online. Then you see somebody. Then the person is like, yo, I've finished school. I'm looking for a job. And, if I'm going to get a job, any job that is not going to pay me 3,000 Ghana cedi or more, I'm not going to do. I know my value. And I'm like, what the heck do you have? What the heck do you know? Why? Because they feel, they have to live a certain life. They feel they have to have something. You see, there's a difference between delusion and reality. And we're going to be diving deeper into this as we continue in the masterclass. But you need to think long term. You're not going to be financially independent overnight. You're not going to be achieving that financial independence tomorrow. It will take decades to do it. And so that means that you must surround yourself with people with the same mindset. Because you see, your environment makes you. The voices you hear over and over again makes you. You are where you are today, living the life you are living today because of the people that you have surrounded yourself with. And so my question is, who are the people around you? Who are the people you've surrounded yourself with? Because if you want to achieve financial independence, then you need to surround yourself with people who think the same way, who have the same mindset as you do. And so this is the background of our discussion today. Yes, in order for you to achieve that financial independence, you must learn to make money in your sleep. In order for you to become financially independent, you must think long term. Have a money-making machine available, discipline yourself, and have that self-confidence over decades. In order for you to do this, you must make sure that you are financially literate and surround yourself with people who think just like you. And so it means that financial independence is hinged first on the mindset. Because you see, the way a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So wealth creation starts from the mind. And as a matter of fact, everything in life starts first in the mind. If you think you are a loser, you're going to be a loser for the rest of your life. If you think you're going to be successful, yes, you will be successful. So it starts from the mind. And so the question we need to ask ourselves is, what mindset must we have if we want to go on this journey of financial independence? To answer the question about the mindset we need to have, there is one thing we need to ask ourselves, that is, what is money? What is money? If I should ask you right now, what is money? Maybe those of you on the live call, you can put it in the chat for me. What is money? To you, what is money? Some people will say money is what? The medium of exchange. Some people will say, money helps you to be able to deal with the things that you want to deal with. Money cannot buy happiness. The love of money is the root of all evil, and all of those kinds of things. You see, anything you appall, you can't attract. Anything you disrespect, you can't receive. Anything you don't regard, you cannot receive it. So for instance, if you see wealthy people driving in their car and then you appall them, you insult them, you can never attract money. You can never attract wealth. Why? Because You disdain it because you've insulted it, because you've said negative things about it. So if in your mind you think, oh, money is the root of all evil. Oh, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, money doesn't buy happiness. If that is how you think about money, I can guarantee you, you will never make money. You will never. And so, in my opinion, there are 4 distinctions that I will give you about what money is. If you want to think about money, forget about anything else that you have heard. And you've heard me say this all the time. The first one is that money is a tool. The wealthy people see money as a tool. In other words, tools get things done. So money helps you to get things done. That is the thing. It gets things done. All right. So you are hungry. You want to eat. You use the money to buy food. Your children's school fees have to be paid. You get money to pay for it. Your rent is due, or you want to buy a car. You get the money and you buy it. So money is a tool. The second thing you must understand is that money is a key. It gives you access. Money opens doors for you. Yes, your gift will make room for you, but in addition to that, money gives you access. Because the money you have tells you where you can be, how you can appear, the way you can carry yourself, what you can do, what you cannot do, the people that you can assist. So money gives you access. Not only that, money is a defense. That is, it gives you the protection that you need. So it protects you. Money is a defense. And so if somebody says that and say, oh, money is the root of all evil, but you broke. Money doesn't buy happiness. Okay, if you are hungry, are you happy? When you wake up and your landlord is kicking you out of your house, are you happy about that? If your child is sick and you cannot pay the hospital bills, is that okay for you? If people are talking to you, talking down on you because you are poor, are you happy? Because poverty gives you the defense so that people cannot talk to you anyhow. People cannot treat you anyhow. Why? Because money gives you that defense. It protects you from harm. It protects you from insult. It protects you from disrespect. And it protects you from people who don't qualify to tell you things you are not supposed to hear. There are some of you, people speak to you anyhow because you're broke. Get some money and you realize that it changes. It's not because they don't respect you. It's because you just broke. That's all. You have no defense on you. So they can strike you and you are naked, literally. And so they can strike you. But money gives you defense. Then the last thing that I want you to understand is that money is a ruler. It gives you the options. Money gives you options. If you have money, you choose where you want to sleep, where you want to go, where you want to live, where you want your children to go attend school, where you want to take your next vacation. You have money, you decide the job you want to take, the client you want to accept. But if you are broke, you will accept clients from hell. If you are broke, you will do jobs that you don't want to do. If you are broke, you will just become miserable in life and you will not have any option because you are broke. But money gives you the option because it gives you the ability to rule over your decisions. There are most of you don't have rule over your life. You wake up, you have to wake up 4 a.m. and get to work. And if care is not taken, if you don't change your orientation, if you don't understand deeply what I'm about to share with you, well, you're going to be doing this for the next 40 years and you're going to be miserable. But you must reach a point in your life where you decide, this is where I want to work. This is how I want to work. This is when I want to work. This is what I want to eat. This is where my children have to be. This is where I want to sleep. This is where I want to take my next vacation. It is only money that can give you that option. So what is money? Yeah, money is a tool. Money is a tool. Yes, I'm seeing a chart there saying that money is life, right? Can say it like that because it gives you that opportunity to provide that. to survive. So money is a tool, gets things done. Money is a key, opens doors for you. Money is a defense, protects you. Money is a ruler, it gives you option. Listen to me. If we are going to be on this journey of financial independence, we have to fix your mind first. So if you think money is the root of all evil, money cannot buy happiness, money doesn't grow on trees, money will change who I am, money. If you have those negative thoughts about money, I can guarantee you will work 40 years of your life, go on retirement and be miserable. Because you have to change your orientation and see that, hey, listen, this money is just a tool. This money is a key. Because if I know that I need to enter a certain room, then I need the key to enter. So if somebody is bringing me the key, or if I'm looking for the key, I'm not going to despise the key. I'm going to respect the key, because it is that key that helps me to open the door that I want to enter. That is the thing. So it's a mindset thing. So if we don't change, you don't change the way or see the way you think about money, then you cannot be on this journey. But that's the first thing you must understand. Money is a tool, it's a key, it's a defense, and it's a ruler. So the next time you are thinking about money, think about it in these 4 terms, because that is how the wealthy see money. They don't see it as I have some money in the bank. No, that's not how they see money. It's just a tool. It's a key. It's a defense. It's a ruler. Now, I know some of you are too spiritual. All right? Some of you are too spiritual. I'm not saying don't be spiritual. This is Earth. This is planet Earth. 99.9% of the problems you have right now, if we should give you some $1 million, you will be okay. You'll be okay. Like your life will change. Your life will change. So money is that which runs the world. So don't allow your spiritism and delusion derail you from understanding about money and learning how to make it, keep it, and multiply it. Because it is one of the causes of the many problems in our part of the world. Because people have some weird ideologies about money which prevents them from making it. But that is the mindset you must have about money. This then means that you need to think long term. Because as I mentioned earlier, financial independence is not going to be happening over time. So number one, wealth is not built over time. Wealth is built, over time. You're not going to be wealthy tomorrow. You're not going to have that freedom tomorrow. It's going to be over time. Sometimes minimum of 10 years, a decade. That is when you will start seeing some relief. 20 years. By then, things are in place. So wealth is built over a decade, or over time. Number two, you got to be patient but consistent. And I'm going to expand all of these to you in a moment as we get excited into the discussion. Money requires speed. Okay? But, overthinking can limit you. Money requires speed. This is one of the things you must understand. So immediately you make money, it has to be put to certain use. You don't hoard money. Money cannot be hoarded. Money is a currency. It must flow. And it requires speed. So immediately it comes, you must know where to put it, where to keep it. Very important in that case. And then you must be willing to take risks. Listen, financial independence is going to require you to take some risks. And I'm going to be getting into some of these things again as we proceed in the discussion, but you need to take some risks. So let's then begin the discussion. How do you go on this journey? Once we have our mindset right, let's now go to the first part of the journey, creating a money-making machine. This is where it all starts. Financial independence, once we fix our mindset, we have the thinking right, then we must create a money-making machine. Somebody will ask me, what is a money-making machine? I'm going to show you. Don't worry. So the first step to financial independence is learning how to make money. What does that mean? It means you must create a system that makes money both actively and while you are asleep. So you need to create a system that makes money. So let me give you an example of what I mean by a money-making machine. Let me give you an example. And this is going to be applicable to everybody. And I want you to be involved here pretty well. I'm going to use my personal life and give you just a little version of my life and how this money-making machine thing works. I started my journey as a teacher, right? And I was teaching a lot of things. So I was general, okay? I thought, integrated science, core mathematics, cost accounting, management accounting, business law, general agric, English language at some point. Teaching a lot. That's where I started. Now, at that level, I was making money. A day I could visit and go and teach in maybe 4 or 5 schools. At the end of the month, money is coming, but I'm tired. I'm stressed out. And it's not like the money is that much significant, but that is how I started. Then my mentor told me something, and this is something I will be showing you as well as we continue and build this journey up, that becoming financially independent requires also a mentorship, requires a mentor. And so my mentor told me this. He said, hey, listen, Nhyira, instead of being general, trying to teach all of these subjects, how about specializing? So we came down to specialization. So I'm still going to be teaching, but instead of doing, the integrated science, English language, general agric, costing, management accounting, and all of those things, can you specialize in Nhyira? Okay, specialize in what? Specialize in professional qualification examination, like ACCA, ICAG, SEMA, and Co. So professional qualification examination. And this is where the second thing comes in, where I'm going to be talking to you about training, personal development. So mentorship is there guiding you, but you got to train, you got to develop yourself. That's the second part. Then as we go, I realized that we need to take this to the next level, and that is where I established my first business. Okay? So I established my business, and that is becoming an entrepreneur. Okay? Becoming an entrepreneur. So teaching, it's broad. Can you specialize? Because when you specialize, the money comes better. And you don't have to do much, but the money is going to be better. Then you go to the next level, establish your business. It's not everyone that can establish their business. I'm going to come back to that, but stay with me. But it starts from teaching. But when I started teaching, again, my mentor said, hey, listen, the teaching is not enough. You got to become a published author. I'm like, okay. So what do? I publish some books. And then we were selling those physical books, making some extra money on the side. Then we took it a step further to get the book listed globally on Amazon and add the book to some other book reading clubs, so that now you are also earning royalties. Then still in the process, I understood that, hey, I need to build a personal brand, right? Part of the thing. So still the teaching, I need to build a personal brand. What does that mean? It means that I needed to now be online, and so had a YouTube channel. Need to then have a YouTube channel and start posting videos. Now that YouTube channel is monetized. In addition to the YouTube channel, we had our blog website. Okay, so I had a blog. That blog is also monetized. Okay, that's also monetized. Then building on all of those things is speaking engagements, doing workshop for companies, as well as consultancies. So speaking engagement and consultancies. Now we are taking that a step further to becoming an investor in startups and also being involved in some companies. This is what I mean by money-making machine. Now, I want you to understand something here. This is just, a die down or a condensed version of what I could share with you in that case. There are two things I want you to understand here, that this whole image you are seeing here is over a decade of work. So it's not today. It's over a decade. So remember what we started with, that you have to think long term. And you will realize that each of the stacks that I was adding were all symbiotic to what I was already doing, teaching. One of the errors people commit is that they want multiple streams of income. And by multiple streams of income, they start doing something outside their primary job, which distracts them. And so it becomes more stressful and they give up. But you have to create multiple streams of income when you are starting out that are symbiotic, meaning they are connected to what you are doing. So I am teaching. From the lecture notes, I have books which we sell. From that books, it's available on Amazon. We get royalties. From that same things that I teach, we have the videos available. From that same that I teach, we have a blog, which a blog website that is monetized. From that same thing, we are now able to do consultancy, speaking engagements. In that case, that is what we mean by a money-making machine. And so you realize that in this trail here, there are some of the activities I am active. I will be there. I have to do them. And there are some of them I don't need to be there. I am not there, but the money will come at the end of the day. And all of these are hinged on a personal brand and a corporate organization with a team around me, with mentorship, training, long-term thinking, because it is over a decade. It is over a decade. Now, the question you need to ask yourself is, how do you apply this to your life? How do you create money system as an individual? Now you know you have to think long-term. This is not Indomie that you're going to put it on fire and by 3 to 5 minutes it's going to be ready. No, this is not Indomie. Financial intelligence or financial independence, it's not about cooking Indomie. You got to think long-term. So how do you create a system like this for yourself? Maybe share with me, what are you currently doing? What's your job? What's your career? Then I can give you a guideline on how you can create a system in that case. Put it in the chat for me. For those of you on the live call, what's your career? What are you doing? A nurse. So let's say you are a nurse. Okay. What do? You are a nurse. All right. You've attended nursing training college. Okay. You've been posted to a hospital. That's fine. All right. But is that all there is about life? No. Okay. So how do you build an empire around your profession as a nurse? You could decide to become a specialized nurse. So we go to specialization. So you're not just a general nurse, but a specialized nurse, because we have what we call oncology nursing. We have cardiac nursing. We have, critical care nursing and other types of nursing. So become specialized. So you are still a nurse, but you're not a specialized nurse. You're going to be earning more money than somebody who is a general nurse. Again, you realize that this is requiring long-term thinking. It's going to require training and development. It's going to require mentorship. Because somebody must guide you in order for you to get there. Okay? Then, still on the nursing, you are like, hey, listen, the things that you do, the things that you practice, how about start sharing that with people so you can start a blog? Okay? You start a blog. Start writing articles, sharing some basic health tips. Some basic health tips. Okay, about female, reproduction system, the male reproductive system, some sicknesses and common things that must be done. You create that blog. Or take it a step further, have a podcast. Okay, have a podcast. Still creating the health content, which means you're going to have whatever, a YouTube channel. Okay, create a YouTube channel or have a TikTok or Facebook page or whatever. You are still a nurse, but you are writing blogs that you are sharing. Again, you are thinking long term, because when you start writing blog or you start posting videos, people are not going to mind you. If care is not taken, it's going to take a year or two before you start getting some attractions. But you are thinking long term. I remember when I started YouTube, when I created my first YouTube channel, it was crazy. But it was long term. It's a long term goal. It's not going to happen overnight. Today we have over 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. We have over 80,000 followers on TikTok, Facebook over 70,000. But it all didn't happen because I started. It's going to take time. Right? Take time in that particular case. Then as you do this, you can request to, become a guest writer in various, health journals or newspapers available. Listen, this is what's happening here. So you are a nurse, but specialized. Then take it a step further. Now, I know some of you are going to say, Nhyira, I'm the shy type. I'm the shy type. Oh, I can't be in front of camera. I don't have confidence on camera. Listen. Poverty is a disease. And you have to deal with poverty head on. What do you mean by you are an introvert? You are shy. Oh, so you think all the people you see online with the following, you think I'm an extrovert? That's what you think I am? No, I am not. After this camera shuts down, I don't want to go anywhere. I am not. But I have become this. I have to be in front of the camera over the last decade, and for the rest of my life, I'm going to be in front of the camera and always in the camera, in the news, on social media. Why? It's my job. That is my career. That's my mission. That's what I'm doing now. So you must build that personal brand. You see, the reason is this. Because you are creating that money-making machine that is surrounding your profession as a person. So get rid of the shyness. Get rid of the excuse. Oh, Nhyira, I don't have a nice camera. I'm waiting. When I put money together, I'll buy a nice camera and a microphone like yours. Then I'll start a podcast. Sister, you will never start. You will never start. Because most of you have a lot you could share. There are a lot of things you are passionate about that you could share with the world. But you are giving yourself excuses. And that is part of making money. So you are there always worried. Hey, my salary is not enough. Oh. Hey, I want a new job. No, you don't need a new job. That your job is okay. You can use that extra time to now create content, create a blog, be guided. And as I said, it will require training. It will require mentorship. It will require you to spend some money. And you can definitely be assisted. You can definitely be assisted. Then I'm seeing somebody also saying you are a military personnel. Okay. So how can a military personnel sort of create a money-making machine? It depends on, again, what you want to do as a military personnel. Do you want to stay and go through the ranks, or you want to serve for a number of time and go into private security? That is where specialization comes in. Because there are high-end security companies who employ former, army people and pay them high amounts of money to give executive security or bodyguard services to top executives. And they are paid well. So do you want to be in the normal system and go through the rank, or you want to just serve a little and go into private security? Create that machine. But in addition to the private security, what else can you do? Right. Can you think about teaching people how some basic protection techniques, how they can build muscles, okay, defense techniques, meaning you become a teacher, you become a content creator. It can be a blog, okay? It can be a YouTube video or a TikTok video. See, go online. People are teaching all manner of things, and they have followers. They have built a community, and they are making money out of it. You need to create that machine. So still in your military, can you teach people something? Basic defense techniques. How do you deal with it? Okay, if somebody has approached you with a gun in front of you, how do you defend yourself? There are a lot of security tips you can offer people, and it doesn't have to be a long time, or it doesn't have to be a long video. Maybe sometimes 3-minute video, 2-minute video, a minute video. And by the time you realize, you are building that community. And before you know it, there are companies who are inviting you to come and provide consultancy service for them, for their employees, how they can deal with some of those things because they work at night and they travel at night. Come and provide consultancy service for them. Before you know it, you've become a security consultant. Why? Because you transitioned from being, quote unquote, a normal military personnel to somebody who teaches people, who consult. Because you see, when you start teaching people, it changes your mind. Because it means you have to become a better version of yourself. You cannot tell people things that you are not doing yourself. So that is the deal. What does that mean? It means all these will be hinged on building a personal brand. Again, you see, when we talk about personal branding, some of you think it's about social media profile. I have this degree. I have that degree. I am passionate. Nobody cares about your degrees. When I visit your social media profile, I don't care about your degrees because your degree doesn't impress me. I don't care about your degrees. When I visit your social media page, I want to see what the heck is your life about. I don't care about your degree. Certificate, everybody can get it. Everybody can get certificate. What really distinguishes you from everybody else? That is where personal branding comes in. That's where personal branding comes in. So you are military, the same thing. In that case, if somebody is a journalist, right? Let's say you are a journalist. You are in it. Okay. What kind of journalism do you want to practice? We can narrow it down to specialization. Maybe you want to be an investigative journalist. All right? Or how? You're going to apply your skills. On top of that, can you build some online presence? Build a news portal? Because it is easy to do all of these things these days. What am I saying? I am saying that you need to find that sweet spot and create that money-making machine. So there has to be that machine, and everything is symbiotic. You realize that? I am not talking about anything that is outside your primary profession. The reason is that when you want to start making money, you don't jump into other things. And that is what a lot of people do when they are on the journey of making money, and they give up and they lose a lot of money. So you realize that you are working 9 to 5. Then you get some money, then you say, oh, I want to open provision shop in front of my house and start selling condoms, sanitary pads, toilet rolls, and gari in front of my house. Then I'll look for somebody and put there. Then you gather money. You spend 30,000 Ghana cedi, put a store, another 30,000 or 40,000 Ghana cedi, stock the store. Then you employ somebody. Provision shop. In your mind, you have done an investment and you want multiple streams of income. Then before you realize, nothing is going. People are not buying because you didn't undertake any market research, entrepreneurship. You didn't do any market analysis. You didn't find out whether it was right for you to be selling the things you are selling. Then 6 months, 8 months, you close the shop, sack the person that you had employed, and your money is thrown away. That is not how you build wealth. That's not how you build wealth. So imagine if you had taken that same money and whatever job it is you are doing, like I was saying, you are a nurse, whatever job, and you channel that into building a symbiotic flow of income, something that connects to what you are doing. So imagine taking that same 30,000. Now you spend maybe 70,000 on that store, but imagine taking maybe just 20,000 of that money. Okay. And then you get an iPhone, not a high end, but a basic iPhone, get a ring light, get a simple microphone, and start creating some content, educating people on some health issues, building that society, building that community. Before you know it, you are building that personal brand, which will open doors for you at the end of the day. That is how we start with making money. And that is the first thing you must understand when it comes to the journey of becoming financially independent. You must create money-making machines. Now, it doesn't mean it is always, or it always has to be this symbiotic. All right? Some people, do double things, right? So maybe you are working 9 to 5, right? Then in addition to that, you sell some few things aside, or you do some network marketing, or it's all good. But you must make sure that it is not putting a lot of stress on you. That is why the symbiotic flow is the key thing. The symbiotic flow is the key thing. Something that is giving you the opportunity to make money without having to reinvent the wheel. You get the idea? It's not now that you're going to start everything. And then number 2, it's not everybody who can go into business. I know you've heard this. Oh, if you want to be wealthy, you have to be an entrepreneur. No, sister. You don't have to own a business to be wealthy. You don't have to own a business to be wealthy. You can be an investor, not an entrepreneur. There's a difference. And I'm going to expand on this as we continue in the discussion. It is not everybody that can run a business. That is why I made the example of the provision shop. You couldn't even run provision shop. You think you can, which business can you run? Because you see, entrepreneurship requires a different mindset. It requires different sacrifice. Because some people think, oh, when I start my business, I will put in my effort and I will do it. Sister, your business, you think when you start making money. You are lying. Sometimes 1 year, you've not started making any money. What would you do? Give up? Or still continue working? Still continue doing the business? So entrepreneurship is a different journey. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur. And it's not bad. The most important thing is creating a system that makes you money both actively and whilst you are asleep. If you can create that system that helps you to make money whilst you are asleep and whilst you are active, then you can start building that financial independence capacity. And that is the first thing you need to understand, the money making machine. So my question to you is this. What is your money making machine now? Maybe now the only money you get is from your 9 to 5 and you want some extra money. Okay, what do? You have to find out. And as I said, don't think Indomie. Okay, don't be an Indomie thinker. Multiple streams of income doesn't come overnight. You have to build a system. And that is what I'm showing you here. Practical system. So I was teaching. Then books. Okay, then YouTube channel. Then blogs. Then speaking engagement and consultancies. Then business. All these are built over a decade. Over a decade. And we're going to be getting into that in a moment. So that's the first thing, creating that money making machine. So you want to ask yourself and say that whatever career you are in, this is what you want to do. Find out, how can I do this? And if you want some, additional guidelines, definitely you can connect with me, book a session with me, and I can provide you with the mentorship that you require in order for you to decide and assist you really well. If you want to go into having a blog, how do you get a blog? Having a podcast, how do you go about this? What kind of devices do you need? What do you have to do? The various things that you need to do. If you are interested, you can book a call and you will be assisted. Definitely you will be assisted. But that's the first thing. You need a money making machine. But you see, one of the things that many people do not know about is keeping the money. What I refer to as ring fencing. You see, it's one thing to make money. It's another thing to keep the money. Okay, so you must protect the money you make from being used for other purposes. Yeah, you must protect the money. Because you cannot make $100,000, or let's just give an example. You cannot make 5,000 cedis every month, and by the middle of the month, you are broke. It means there's something wrong with you. It means you don't know how to keep money. I know you're going to say, oh, Nhyira, you don't know my life. You don't know my expenses. Nobody asks you to live the life you are living. Nobody asks you to spend the money the way you are spending the money. You are the cause of your problems. Oh, my salary is not enough. If my company can increase my salary, now cost of living has increased. Listen, companies do not increase your salary because cost of living has increased. The only reason why a company will increase your salary is because you are adding more value to the company. And so many people are making some money, but they can't ring fence the money. They cannot cage that money and know how to keep it. So what are some of the things you have to be mindful of here? Number one is tax effects. There are a couple of tax reliefs that you can take if you want to become financially independent. And this is something you must understand. You cannot say, I want to be financially independent without knowing about the tax effect on your salary, on your investment, and various things. So you must know about taxes. Go to the revenue or the tax authority in your country, in your location, wherever you are at, and discuss your issues with them, and then ask, what are the tax benefits available for me? Or book consultancy with some of the accounting or tax consultancy firms. Yes, it will cost some money, but they are going to teach you. They are going to explain to you how you can structure yourself. Because listen, we are thinking long term. Oh, today, I'm just making 5,000 cedis. So taxes there is not anything. When I start making big money, I will start thinking about taxes. You will never achieve financial independence. Because you have to start thinking about taxes now before the big money starts coming in. So what are the tax benefits available that you have to be mindful of? That's the first thing. Keeping the money. Because you cannot make money and give all the money out to the government in the form of taxes. No. You must get some reliefs. And you must know the way to structure your life, to structure your businesses. There are some of you, you have properties, and the properties are in your name. Wealthy people don't put properties in their names. No. 99.9% of the time, wealthy people's property, the properties are owned by a company, a trust, and they are just beneficiaries and using it. But you have Kobe Bini or Ekuya Mansa bought a property, put your name on it. Kukua Nhyira Premium. Bang. Tax position. Again, do you want to be financially independent? If the answer is yes, you must know about the tax position. You must know how this game is played. Because money is a game. It's a game we are playing. If you don't know about the game, you're gonna lose. So you have to understand the money game. And one of the money game is taxes. It's taxes. Because you pay the tax to the government. How do you reduce your tax liabilities? You must know the tax effect of your salary, of any other thing that you are doing. Not only that, your lifestyle expenditures. Your lifestyle. There are some of you, when you start making more money, then your lifestyle expenditure also goes up. You cannot achieve financial independence with that attitude. You cannot. Because I say this always, there are people driving cars they don't qualify to drive. It's not out of respect, out of disrespect. There are people living in places they don't qualify to be living there. Why? Because they are financially stressed. They are torn out, but they are living there because they want to fit into the society. They want everybody to understand that, yeah, they are born and they have arrived. No, you are bleeding. You are dying slowly, but you think you are living a big life. No, you're going to die pretty soon. So, lifestyle. Number 3, you got to automate your finances. This is very important to me. Go to your bank, sit with them. You receive your salary. Once the salary comes into the account, tell your bank the various things they have to do. So you need budgeting, sit down, work your finances. So once the money hits your account, automatically various deductions must be done. If there are certain investments you have to make, boom, your savings, boom. So by the time you can go take out any money, all other things have been done already. So you have less money available to misbehave with. Automate your finances. And this is the most important aspect. You must know the difference between affordability and acquisition. If there is any one thing that makes people poor and prevents people from never achieving financial independence, it is this one. There are many who don't know the difference between affordability and acquisition. And that is what I was saying earlier. There are many people driving cars they don't qualify to drive. Listen to me. If you want to buy a car, and the car you want to buy is 150,000 cedis, you don't save 150,000 cedis and go and buy the car. You've acquired the car, but you need to ask yourself, can I afford it? Can I afford the car? So you don't carry 150,000 cedis and go and buy the car. Can you afford it? Do you know a 150,000 cedis, the type of fuel the vehicle has to use? The parts, maintenance cycles, how much all that is going to cost? Have you sat down to do the maths? No. You just want to show off that, yeah, you drive a nice car. And there are many people bleeding. They park the car at the filling station and they can't fill the tank. They park the car and buy 50 Ghana cedi. And they are in the middle of the road and they are panicking. Every time they are worried. Immediately there is a problem with the car, they are worried, and it destroys everything else in their life. Why? Because they want to fit in the society. There is a rule that you must understand. Wealthy people don't take their salary and go and buy a car. You don't do that. That's not what you do. So this is what you got to do. You need to understand the difference between acquisition and affordability. If 150,000 is what you have to buy a car, you got to learn to control yourself. So that instead of using the 150,000 to buy the car, can you use maybe 75,000, buy something that can help still serve the need. Yeah, it wouldn't give you the swag you want, but hey, you have a future to build. Remember, it is financial independence. I tell people, wealth is not about appearance, it's about sustainability. You see, the life we are living is not 100 meters. It's a marathon. 100 meters, you have to quickly, boom, win the race. Marathon require capacity. Capacity. So, can you afford it? And this is what leads me to the habits of wealthy people. So if you want to be wealthy, you want to be financially independent, then you must adopt the habit of wealthy people. And the first habit of wealthy people is self-control. Self-control. Delay gratification. So like I said, maybe the car you really want to buy is 150,000 cedis. That's the car you want to buy. But you also have a vision that in the next 10 years, you want to be financially independent. You don't want to be worried about your children's school fees, your spouse, your house, your family. You don't want to be bothered. Okay, so instead of using the 150,000 to go and buy the car, which will now increase your fuel expenses, will increase your maintenance cost, will increase the spare parts cost and everything, maintaining the car, which is the affordability, all those things will be higher. How about buy, an introductory vehicle? Maybe spend some 80,000 on the vehicle. Okay, so now how much do we have? We have some 70,000 available. That 70,000 goes into investment. Goes into investment. You buy some shares, bonds or something. We'll get into that in a moment. Goes into investment. Then it keeps growing. Yeah, the 80,000 car will not give you the swag you want. Maybe people will laugh at you, but it's not about what people are saying. It's about the future. Self-control. You see, there are a lot of poor people walking around. There are a lot of people that you see who you think have everything at their disposal when in reality they are broke. They are broke. Why? Because they lack self-control. Why? Because they don't understand, they are not financially literate. A wealthy person seeking to buy something doesn't take the money to go and buy. No. A wealthy person is willing to delay gratification. And they can wait 10 years so that they put the money into an investment. Then the returns on that investment, they can use it to misbehave, buy luxury cars. So although they are living a big life, it is not their capital. The main money is still working. But the poor people who want to fit into the society, who want to walk around as though they own the world when in reality they are broke, who want to, swag off, want to show the world that, yeah, you have arrived, but you are broke. Every now and then you need loan from people to survive. Every now and then you are always panicking. You're always under pressure. Why are you putting pressure on yourself, my friend? This thing is a marathon, not 100 meters race. It's a marathon. It's a long time journey we are going on, not a short journey. So my question to you is this: do you have self-control? Number two, wealthy people have the habit of buying quality things over brand name. Again, this is one of the reasons why many people are poor. Flashiness. Right? Yeah. They are wearing a certain sneaker, or they are driving a certain car, or wearing a certain dress, a certain brand dress. Then they have become advertising bought. Yeah, they've bought a certain handbag. Yeah. Then they are carrying themselves around. No. Wealthy people buy quality over brand name. So that's why you will see a wealthy person maybe have a car, very, very good car, maybe a Benz or maybe a Toyota or something, a certain pickup truck. But they're going to use that car for decades. For decades. But the poor person, hey, this is the new thing in town, they go and buy. Every year you are upgrading your phone. What are you looking for? Every now and then, hey, there's a new weave on, oh, let's go buy it. Hey, this is the new dress in town, let's go buy it. Hey, this new high heel has come, oh, let's go buy it. How can you build financial independence? How can you become wealthy if all the money you get, you are buying the latest things? Wealthy people buy quality. So they buy once and they use it for a long period of time. Poor people buy brands. And because the brand change, once it changes, they are out of fashion. But wealthy people buy classical things, which stands the test of time. So somebody can be driving a car that is 10 years old, but you see the car and it is, giving swag than your car that was released 2 years ago. And that person lives comfortable, peaceful life than you. So you need to look at that. Stop being flashy. I tell people about this. 99.9% of the time, nobody really cares about you. Nobody cares. Yeah, you will get some compliments that, oh, Charlie, look at the car that this girl is driving. Oh, hey, Charlie, the car there. At the end of the day, are you happy? That's a question you have to ask yourself. Are you happy? When you go to sleep, are you really happy? When people stop clapping for you, when there is nobody else giving you that accolades or those accolades, are you really happy? Is that thing giving you the happiness you want? If it is not giving you the happiness you want, then you are a slave in your own prison. You are a slave. Because and it is something that really make people poor. It's something that makes people poor a lot. Because they want to be flashy. They want to show up. Yeah, Charlie, do you know my weave on? How much it costs? Do I care about your weave on? I don't care about your weave on. What is in your brain? When you speak, what is coming out? Do you know how much my bag cost? I don't care. Do you think I care about the price of your bag? Hey, do you know the car? Do you think I care about the car you were driving? Really? Like, really? What value are you bringing on the table, sister? What value are you bringing on the table, brother? Wealth is built on your ability to acquire quality things that will be used over time and not just brand names. So I want you to go into your wardrobe this weekend. Go into your wardrobe. Look at the various things you have there. How many of them will you still be using? Can you still be wearing? Can you still have in the next 5 or 10 years? For most of you, about 90% of the things in your wardrobe, they will be out of fashion by the end of this year. Why? Because you are buying flashy things. No. If you want to be wealthy, you must control yourself. If you want to be wealthy, you must learn to buy quality things over brand names. That's the thing. That will mean you must learn to say no very often. Yeah. Learn to say no. See, you may have the money. Like you have the money to buy the thing, but you have to learn to say no because you are thinking about what? The long term. You're thinking about the long term, so you have to say no. Yeah, there's a new iPhone has been released, and so what? A new Samsung device has been released, and so what? A new Tom Ford perfume had been released, and so what? This is the new bag in town, and so what? Hey, this is the new car. Your car is old. Can you get a new car? And so what? You must learn to say no very often. Because again, you must ring fence the money you are making. That's what you need to understand. Because you can't use the money anyhow like that. You cannot be giving the money out anyhow like that. You worked for the money, then you end up giving it to your other brands. Some of you, every single year, you are changing phones when there is no problem. Every single time you are changing your weave on, changing things, buying new gadgets, buying new clothing. You will be broke. You will never be wealthy. Because if you check closely, you realize that many of the things that you upgrade to are not really necessary. Again, it's not that you don't have the money, but you have to control yourself and intentionally say, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. And that is the mindset that you must have. That is the habit of wealthy people. I love my iPhone. This is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. 14 came. I saw the ads. I saw people using it. It was nice. I'm like, nah, my 13 is still okay. 15 came. I saw the ads. People using it. Oh, it can do this. It can do this. Da-di-di-di-da. Nah. I still rock my 13 Pro Max. 16 came. Same thing. I don't know when I'm going to upgrade this because the 13 Pro Max still serves the same purpose for me. It still does what I needed to do for me for the most part. So there is no need for me to go and upgrade to 16. No, I rather use that money, put it into an investment or use it to upgrade something in my business or buy a different gadget to, build our production or media division better. It is called habits of the wealthy. And that happens because of self-control. That happens because people feel insecure. People feel inferior of themselves. There are people who think that, the car they drive, the phone they use, the place they live will make them feel important. Listen, if you are somebody who is mediocre, somebody who thinks inferior of him or herself, no amount of external thing can fill that void. No. So you keep spending the money, but the void is still not filled. You think if I get this, I will be happy. If I get this, I will now feel confidence. No. Your inferiority complex issue is not in a latest device, a latest car or something. It is in your head and you must get rid of it. And that is why many people make a lot of money but blow the money on unnecessary things. Why? Because they lack self-control. Why? Because they cannot say no. Why? Because they don't know the difference between affordability and acquisition. That means that you need a network of like-minded people. Who do you surround yourself with? I've said this before. So if you have a friend that tells you that who are like, hey, Charlie, The new weave on that has come, you won't buy some, eh? Hey, we are going to the wedding over the weekend, though, and you have to wear a new dress. So, hey, I've worn all my dresses. Oh God. So then when I hear people speak, I wonder what is in their brain. You've worn your dresses to different weddings, and you are going to another wedding. You cannot wear any of those dresses again because you've worn them to other place. So now, for that useless wedding alone, you have to now break the bank and go and buy another dress, buy another weave on, buy another shoe. But you are crying that you are broke. You are crying that you are not making a lot of money. You are crying that you have financial problems. What is wrong with you? And the reason why you are doing that is because the so-called friends you have around you, that's the same way they are living. Oh, God will take care of us. It is today that we have. Life is too short. We only live once. And some other moronic statements that people make to justify their foolishness. Because sometimes when people talk, yeah, you only live once. So the money you get, you blow it out. Fine. But have you forgotten what Jesus Christ said? Who among you here who is seeking to build a temple, who will not sit down first and think and plan whether he has the capacity, the money, the resources to be able to what? Finish it out. Otherwise, if he's not able to finish it out, he becomes a laughingstock and a disgrace to the society. So yeah, we only live once. Yes, this is the only life we have, but that doesn't mean you become foolish with your money. That doesn't mean you get the money and blow it out. So you need to plan for the future, because remember, financial independence is for the future. So you cannot blow out the money you are making today thinking that, oh, at the end of the month, salary will come. What if at the end of the month you lose your job? What if at the end of the month you're no longer able to work? What are you going to do? So you need to plan. That requires having the right people around you. And for some of you, this weekend, you have to sit down and undertake an audit. And look at the friends, the people you call your friends. Audit them and find out what conversations have you been having in the last, this month. What conversations have you been having? What have they been telling you? Are these conversations that will add value to your life or that will make you who you want to become? You need to undertake a friendship audit. And if you realize that these people are not people who can help you, you must reduce how much time you give to them. I am not saying don't have friends. I'm not saying become an anti-social. Don't have friends, don't go out or whatever the heck. I am only saying surround yourself with people going where you are going. Surround yourself with people who think the way you think. Surround yourself with people who will do things the way you want to do things. That is how you protect the money you make. When was the last time a friend told you that, hey, sister, are you saving some money to buy some shares? Hey, this government treasury bonds that I've heard, when are we have to buy some more? Hey, I've heard about a land somewhere. Now they say the land is around Ebri and Co. When are we gathering some money to go and buy some? When was the last time a friend of yours told you something like that? For some of you, 99.9% of the time, never. All they will tell you is, hey, have you seen the latest we've on? Hey, have you seen, I was on TikTok, then I saw this dress. I think we need this dress. Hey, have you seen this hairstyle? I was on TikTok. Then I saw the video. It's a nice hairstyle. Let's fix that. That should be our next hairstyle. Absolute foolishness. You don't need such people around you. Why? Because your financial independence goal cannot be achieved with such people. So this is not a male thing. This is not a female thing. It is a human thing. So let me ask you, who are your friends? Who do you call your friends? So undertake a friendship audit this weekend. Sit down Sometimes it could even be family members. The people you spend most of your time with, analyze the conversations you've been having with them and find out how has these conversations been. Okay? The conversations, how have they been? What have they been telling you? If all they tell you is about spending money, no planning, no thinking about the future, those people, you have to move them out of your environment. Otherwise, you can never achieve financial independence. You will continue to be a slave to the system. Listen, there is more to life than using the latest phone. There is more to life than having the most expensive weave on. There is more to life than driving the most expensive car. There is more to life. But that more to life, you can only have it if you have more money. But how can you build that more money if you are blowing the little you are making now? There are some of you think, oh, I'm waiting. When I start making big money, Nhyira, don't worry, I will start saving when I start making big money. No. If you cannot save now, if you cannot control yourself now, if you cannot buy quality things that will last over a long period of time now, if you cannot learn to say no now, if you cannot learn to build like-minded network of people around you now, you think when you start making more money, you can build it. No. And you will never even make that more money. It's not a curse, it's the reality. Because you show me your friends and I'll show you your future. If you have people who are not challenged, you cannot do anything. That is the second thing you must understand. Ring fencing the income. Yes, you are making money. But how much of that money do you keep? Yes, at the end of the month, you are making some money. Whatever, 3,000 cedis, 10,000 cedis, 20,000 cedis every month. How much of that do you keep? There are some of you think if you can make more money, everything will be right, like I said. No. Because when more money comes, your lifestyle will increase. When more money comes, your friends will talk you into going to acquire something you cannot afford. When more money comes, you don't have self-control, so you just blow the money out of proportion at the end of the day. So my question is this. Of the money that you make, how much do you keep? So number one, have the right mindset about money. Number two, you need to create a money-making machine. But number three, once that machine is generating the money, you must ring fence the money. You must keep a lot of the money that you are making. Why is that important? Because true wealth is built through the third step, which is leveraging the money. What does that mean? It means that you must use your money strategically to generate more money. Okay? You must use your money to generate more money. You've heard this before. I mean, in our local language here in Ghana, yedinam ne yinam. Right? Money is used to generate money. Because if whatever fruit you want, you must plant that seed. So the money that you make, you cannot spend all of it. You must keep a lot of that money so that you can sow that as a seed, which will now sprout. Then the fruit of that seed is what you can enjoy. So wealthy people, they don't take money to go and buy liabilities. And that's one of the problems also. Many people do not know the difference between asset and liability. So a wealthy person, as I was saying about the vehicle, will have the 150,000. They could buy the car, but they won't buy the car. They will put that 150,000 into an investment or do something with that 150,000 and wait for maybe 1 more year or 2 more years, so that the returns on that investment can help them plus some money to buy the car that they want to buy. Again, self-control, delaying gratification, learning to say no. That's the thing. So if you have the money, how do you make more money? technically it's through investment. What kind of investment? The first one is in yourself. Because if you remember what we mentioned earlier about the money making machine, you need to train yourself. You need to develop yourself. Okay? So maybe you just went to a training college, learn nursing. Okay? How about topping it up with a degree? Or with an advanced certification? So that's an investment in yourself because it will enable you to make more money as quickly as possible. Maybe you attended whatever, the Ghana Institute of Journalism or whatever. You did some journalism in the university. That's not enough. Can you add something more? Again, that is investment in yourself so you can build the skills. But also, if you remember, I told you about mentorship. Mentorship. Listen, you see, there are a lot of things that you want to do. People have already done it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to do trial and error. You just have to go to them, pay them. Then they will tell you 20 years, 30 years life experience, they will share it with you. That's mentorship. Then they will guide you, give you the blueprint, then you can become successful in record time. That is what we mean by compressing the time. So mentorship helps you to compress the time. Why? Because you avoid mistakes, you avoid trial and errors, and various things, and you can become successful as quickly as possible. Mentorship. And that is why if you hear me every time, one of the common things you hear me talk about is mentorship. Because by the grace of God, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today, having the level of influence that I have and the various things that I do and the people on my team, if not for mentors. I've invested a lot and I keep on investing in people who will give me blueprints on how to do something specifically. Are you willing to spend some money on mentors? There are some of you, you're like, oh, I don't have money. Can you be my mentor? I don't have money. No. Invest money. That's one of the ways you invest money. Number 2 is to invest in your personal brand or business. Skill is good. Your brand is also important. Your personal brand. How you carry yourself. How people perceive you at the end of the day. So if, for instance, you want to, like the money making machine that we discussed, your brand. So you want to now start a blog or start a YouTube channel or something like that. You need to invest in that. You need to invest in that. Because I remember, you can watch some of our previous videos in that case and you will understand some of these things. I started creating videos using my Techno Common, whatever, 10 or whatever the heck, Common something. If you watch those videos, the audio is bad, the video is bad, very, very bad. But I started. Now, immediately we started making money. What do? We started upgrading. So over the years, if you have followed me for some time, or even go to our main YouTube channel, the Nhyira Premium YouTube channel, you will see the development up to where we are now. Because the Nhyira Premium brand, we have invested and expanded. The kind of microphones we use, the mixers we have, the cameras we have, the devices that we are on, the place that we are in now, the office space that we are in now, all of those things are investment into the brand to further expand it. So when you start making money, you don't blow it out of proportion. I cannot just walk around and go and buy a car and be cruising around. Yeah, I am Nhyira Premium. Yay, this is Nhyira Premium. No, I won't do that now. I'd rather take that money and invest it back into my personal brand because I know I can make that money back in 3 to 5 years. If it means bringing somebody else on my team who will do a specific task that will, triple our following, triple our online authority, bring in more customers to us, and then pay them. Why not? So I won't make money and then go and blow the money out and buy a car or something like that, so that I should look good. No. This is not the time to flex. This is not the time to be flashy. This is not the time to be ogbonana. This is the time to expand. This is the time to grow. You know, you need to create a bonfire. And that's what wealth is about. You need to create a bonfire so that you build something to a point where it becomes a source of relief to many people. Because if you realize that many people now depend on your life, you have employees, you have people who depend on you, it's a different responsibility, it's a different life, it's a different fulfillment. So investment into your personal brand, investment in your business. And for all those of you who have any business, or you are doing some business, when the money starts coming, please, this is not the time to be buying new iPhones, to be buying new suits, to be buying new cars. No. Live the same way you are living. Just do some little quality upgrades to your life and pour the money back and expand. Build something bigger. Build something expansive. Build something that will stand the test of time. That is the second thing. Number 3, you can make investment into shares, equity shares, bonds, and then certainly into real estate and other things. Now, you see, there are a lot of investment opportunities available. I am not here to tell you what you should invest your money in. But what I want to share with you are the key investment principles. Listen carefully. There are many people who have lost money because they don't follow these investment principles. They don't follow them. The first investment principle is this: understand the instrument or the opportunity. Robert Kiyosaki said, and I quote, "The fastest way to lose your money is to invest in something you don't understand." And there are some of you are online, they say, hey, this app has come. If you download this app, every day you put the money inside, they will give you 20% discount. At the end of the week, you can remove your money. Then because of your greediness, you go and download. Then you put the money into it. By the time you realize the app has shut down, your money is gone. Invest in only things you understand. That is why you have to be careful. You're on TikTok, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube. You hear somebody talking about, hey, this is the new investment instrument. Or if you want to make money, you can go and buy this. You can go and buy that. Do your own research. Make sure you understand. Don't just follow somebody because they have a title, financial expert or whatever the heck. I don't mean to disrespect anybody, but 99.9% of the time, the people spewing out these things are hungry themselves. And they are selling something so they can earn commission. If you're somebody who follows the news, you've seen there are a lot of, money platform that some YouTubers supported, promoted, and later on, not in Ghana here, later on turns out to be something else. But they were promoting it. Hey, put your money into this. And later on, it turns out that the whole thing was a Ponzi scheme. Then they came to delete those videos. But you had already created the harm. Because of your commission, you misled people. But I don't, blame the YouTubers. I blame the people who lost their money. Because you must learn, read, and understand. So if someone tells you, oh, go and buy treasury bills, do you know how treasury bills work? If someone tells you, oh, you can go and buy shares in a company, do you know how shares in a company work? If someone tells you, oh, go and buy cryptocurrency, this is a new crypto coin that has come and buy. Do you understand the blockchain, how cryptocurrencies work? Oh, the new thing is you can do forex trading. With 2,000 Ghana cedis, when you trade on the forex market, you can make X amount of money. Do you understand how forex trading works? Please, there is a lot of havoc going on online in the name of financial expert, and because of the greediness of people, they lack the wisdom to sit down to look into what is going on. I don't understand forex trading, so I wouldn't go there. I don't understand cryptocurrencies. I wouldn't go there. Invest in things you understand. I am comfortable with shares because I know how to read financial statements. I know the things that I'm supposed to look out for in the auditor's report and in the financial statements of a company and their historical financial statement, governance issues and everything. I know how to do the analysis. I have people around me who we will do that to be able to determine which share I should buy, which company share I should go in. I understand that. I know how government bonds and treasury bills work, so I will do that. I know how real estate goes through. If I want to do it, how it's supposed to be done. Please, don't lose your money because of greediness. Don't lose it. Don't follow somebody because they are financial expert and they said, hey, this is the new thing. Oh, if you want to make X of money, then you follow. No. Educate yourself. Educate yourself. They are just doing their work. Like I said, 99.9% of the time, they are selling something that they will earn commission on. So they are just selling. So if they can get people to come and buy, the more people buy it, the more they earn commission. But your money cannot be used as a commission for somebody and the system will collapse and you can't find them anywhere. So please, the first key investment principle you must be aware of is this. Understand the investment instrument or the opportunity. Don't be greedy and fall for any Ponzi scheme. Don't be greedy and fall for any Ponzi scheme. Number 2, know your risk appetite. That's very important. You must know your risk appetite. Your risk appetite simply means how much money can you lose and still be comfortable. That's your risk appetite. Like, what can you tolerate? What can you handle? That's your risk appetite. So if there is an investment and they said, hey, the minimum amount that you can bring is 100,000 Ghana cedis. The reason is that if you bring this 100,000 Ghana cedis, every week you get 20% discount, 20% interest on your money. And then if you want the money, we will give you back the money. The question is, if you put that 100,000 inside and you're no longer interested, can you get your 100,000 back? What if you lose the entire 100,000? Can you sleep well? That's your risk appetite. But one thing you must also understand is this, that there are certain investments, the bigger the risk, the higher the returns. That is why I told you about the first principle, understand the instrument. There are certain instruments, they are legit instruments, but they equally have a higher risk associated with them. So if you understand the nature of the instrument, the way the instrument works, then you know, oh, okay, I'm going to put 100 inside and I'm guaranteed I'm going to get give and take maybe 10% back, although I can get 20% back. You understand the instrument. So what is your risk appetite? Number 3, which I spoke about a moment ago, know your exit options. If you're no longer interested and you need your money, who do you go to? Who do you go to? So they say download an app, put money in. Every week they will give you money. Okay. What if you're no longer interested? How do you get your money back? That is the exit option. Or somebody comes and say, hey, this is the new kind of investment. Oh, you can go and buy this. Okay. What if you bought it and then you're no longer interested? Who do you sell it to? That is your exit option. Again, you don't just get up and put money into something because somebody has said, go put money into it. That is why I'm not here telling you what you should invest money in. I am telling you, you must know what you want to go into. Do you get it? So somebody tells you, okay, go into farming. Good. Do you understand farming? What kind of farming are you going to go into? Crop production or animal production? Okay, if you are going to crop production, which crops? Maize, yam, millet, cocoa, timber? What the heck are you going to do? Do you understand? Do you know the risks associated with that? Okay, animal, pig production, or pig farming, or whatever the heck, sheep, cattle rearing. It's all good. But do you understand that business? Who will take care of that business? Is there somebody who will be taking care of that business whilst you are not there so you don't lose your money? Or you will be there to do it yourself? Okay, if you're no longer interested in the farming, what is your exit option? Can you get your money back? How much money can you get back? That is exit option. Somebody tells you, okay, you can become a content creator. Good. So you carry some money, went to buy cameras, going to buy this, going to buy this, went to buy. If you're no longer interested in content creation, what is the exit option? So I don't want you to follow people. Use your head. And I tell people this. Don't listen to advice because somebody older than you or somebody you respect or somebody you look up to or somebody you think has a certain qualification is speaking. The fact that someone is older than you or someone has a certain qualification or you respect the person or you look up to them does not mean when they tell you to do something, you go and do it. That's why God gave you head. That's why you have your brain. So after they speak, you have to sit down. Think through it. This thing that this person is saying, do I understand it? How does it really work? Can I get more information about it before you carry your money and go and put into something? Listen, it is better for the money to be in your safe or better for the money to be in your account and not earning any interest than to go and put the money into something and lose everything because of lack of knowledge. So you must know your exit option. 4, understand the tax implications. I've already spoken to you about this. If you want to achieve financial independence, you must know your tax implication. So someone asks you to go and buy a treasury bill. What is the tax implication if you go and buy a treasury bill? Someone says, oh, there is a bank doing a fixed deposit. What's the tax implication? Someone said, oh, they are selling gold. Go and buy gold. Okay, if you buy the gold and you sell it, the profit on the gold, what is the tax implication? Someone says go into farming. What is the tax implication of that? You must know because you are building wealth. It's not, this is not, a joke thing that we are looking at. We are building wealth. So you must know your tax implication. Oh, someone says go and buy shares. Okay. If you buy shares in a company, what's the tax implication? Yeah, you're going to get dividend every year or every quarter or whatever the heck. But that dividend, you have to pay tax on it. Okay, if you sell your shares, capital gains tax, are you supposed to pay that? Will you pay that? Are you exempted from it? What is the tax implication? So that you don't follow advice and go and make certain investment. Now you want your money back and you can't get it. But when I came, I brought in $100,000 or 100,000 Ghana cedi. Why is it that now I say I'm not interested in, and you're telling me that I can only get 60,000 Ghana cedi? Yeah, you were told. It was there. You refused to read it because you lack understanding. You refused to read it because you were greedy. You look at the returns. You didn't know the exit option. You didn't understand the tax implication. So you make an investment of 100,000. Now you want to go out, they said you can get only 60,000. Then you lose trust in the system. You're like, these days, I won't make any investment again. I won't make any investment. No. You were misinformed. And because you didn't take time to do your own due diligence, because you lack the knowledge, you lack the expertise, you lack the network of people who can assist you, and you were not willing to pay somebody to advise you independently, because again, you are greedy and you don't want to spend your money like that, you end up losing the money. So what are the tax implications? You must understand this. And the last thing is, please do not be greedy. I've already spoken about this. You cannot be greedy if you want to build and become, or if you want to become financially independent. Greediness is not the way to go. Because if you are greedy, you're going to lose the money. Charlie, first come, first serve. Charlie, there is this investment. Hey, let's rush and go and buy. If you follow the news earlier this year, there were a lot of meme coins that were released on the cryptocurrency environment. A lot of meme coins. And people jump in to go and buy before they realize the price fell. Because they were greedy. Oh, somebody has come to say, you see, I put in $1,000. Now, the coin value, it's, $1.2 million. Then you see that, you're like, hey, $1,000, now its value as $1.2 million. Ooh. Then you saw it. Then you also go and put inside $10,000. But you have forgotten that person who invested 1,000 bought it at a lower price. You are just coming in, you are now going to buy it at a higher price. And by the time you finish buying, that person has sold. And once they start selling, the price takes a nosedive. So your $10,000 investment, before you know it, it is now valued at $800. And you've lost the money. Why? Because you were greedy. You couldn't think. You couldn't control yourself. You couldn't read. You couldn't understand the system. You don't know how these things work. So there are sometimes I'm online, I'm looking at people and I'm like, bro, you're just gonna go lose money. But you don't have to be greedy. So my friends, this is the framework if you want to achieve financial independence. Have the right mindset about money. It's a tool. It's a key. It's a defense. And it's a ruler. You got to think long term and have the right mindset. Then number 2, create a money-making machine. Something that will help you to make money when you are asleep. Number 3, when you are making the money, ring fence the money. You have to protect the money. You can't make the money and spend it. So you have to learn to control yourself. You have to learn to say no. You have to learn to buy quality things over brand names. And you have to learn to surround yourself with the right people. Beyond that, once you are ring fencing the money, you are keeping a lot of the money that you are making. Now you invest that money. What do you invest in? Yourself. So you can improve yourself. Then you can demand more in the marketplace. Because the marketplace pays you based on the value that you have on yourself. I tell people this all the time. When I started my journey as a teacher from, this framework, when I started my journey as a teacher, I was doing homeschooling. I go to people's home to go and teach their children. Miserable amount of money. Miserable amount of money. Sometimes you take a vehicle, get there, and the child is still asleep. So I have to sit down. They will call the child. The child will finish bathing, eat breakfast. Then my time is wasted. Like that. Then whatever time that the child is satisfied to come, you still have to teach the child the time that you are supposed to teach the child. So something that was supposed to take 2 hours, I ended up spending like 6 hours on it, and I'm still paid miserable amount of money. But gotta start from there. Now, when money started coming, what do? You upgrade yourself. Today, I don't do homeschooling. And my private classes starts at 5,000 Ghana cedi. Pretty soon, I think by next month, we are upscaling that to 7,000 Ghana cedi. Because we have a lot of demands coming in for that. That's the starting price. And I don't come to your house. I don't have time for that. Either it is online or you come to my office here. That is it. Investment in yourself. So you become valuable in the marketplace. That's it. And you pay the money before we start. Those days I will work. At the end of the month, you have to even beg before they pay you the money. Now, you pay. You wire the money before we start. Because I'm not a debt collector. It's not that I'm asking, hey, when are you paying the fee? No, we don't have that time. Wire the money. We book your time. We block your schedule. Give you our terms and conditions and everything. Then we start the journey. Why am I able to do that now? Because of the value I have in the marketplace now. And how did that value come up? Over a decade of work, skill building, development, investment in myself, investment in the people around me, and making sure that I become the best version of what I am doing generally, or the best version of myself. That is what I mean by investing in yourself, because the market will reward you based on the value you come with in the marketplace. Your company will not pay you because of how far you are from the office or because of your expenses. Nobody asks you to rent the house you are renting. Nobody asks you to drive the car that you are driving. So if you want to be rewarded more, increase your value. Build a better skills. Build a personal brand. Become a high value person in the marketplace. Then the market will reward you. So if you want to achieve financial independence, this is what you must do. But remember the investment principles. Please, your hard-earned money, don't go and put it into something you don't understand. It is better for the money to sit in the bank and allow inflation to rob the money than going to put the money into something you have no knowledge of in the name of greediness and promise interest. Please, if you can do this and think long term, you will definitely achieve financial independence. And you will get to that point where you sleep and you wake up in the morning and you're not thinking about the bills. Recently, I was telling somebody, you can't wake up and what you're thinking about is the bills. Hey, what do I eat today? Hey, how can I pay for this? You can't wake up and what you are thinking about is how to pay bills. You will die. You can't even sleep. So you must get to that point where things are taken care of. The rent is taken care of. The children's school fees taken care of. The house maintenance taken care of. Your car maintenance taken care of. So that you can use your brain to do valuable things and enjoy the life that God has given you. That's the purpose of our existence. Not to worry, but to enjoy the life. But you can only get there if you can think long term, control yourself, create a money-making machine, and make sure that you invest the money into only the things that you understand. If you can do that, in the next 10 years or more, you will achieve financial independence, where you get to the point where you buy things without looking at the price. You are no longer panicking when prices of things go up because, the price has gone up, but what the heck, you are covered. So you are not bothered and you can live a happy life. This is what you must understand. Let me know. Any questions for me? Any questions for me? I see some chats coming up here. Let's see. If there are any questions, maybe I explained something that you want me to further talk about, put it in the comment section or the chat for me. No, this is not what I wanted. Okay, I wanted this. But give me a moment. Uh-oh. Okay. So any questions for me? Seeing some chat coming up here. Let's see. Genesis said, great teachings. Okay. Then it said, just joining. All right. Black Fairy said, listening to wisdom. Okay. Then they said, please, more blueprint on low salary earners finance. Low salary earners. So if you are earning low salary, how should you manage your finance? Like as I said earlier, you need to make sure that number one, like you have a budget. Okay, budget is key every time. You must know your basic expenditures that you must undertake. Number one. Number two, you must control yourself. Okay, because you see, there is always that trap to spend more than you can, which also means learning to say no, as I mentioned earlier. You must learn to say no. It's not everything that you can do. Okay, so maybe you have a girlfriend who has told you that every month you have to give her allowance. I don't know who came up with that stupid statement though. Give your girlfriend monthly allowance. What kind of stupid thing is that? You broke. You have taken a girlfriend who you have to give allowance to every month. Really? How can you achieve financial independence? And she's going to dump you very soon because she's going to get somebody who is going to give a higher allowance, and you are going to be having broken hearts and your life may be destroyed. So you got to have self-control. So it's not, I tell people this, it's not about the amount of money you make. It's about how much money you keep. Are you getting it? It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. So, how do we call it? Fari. You may say it's a low income, but you must start budgeting. You must control yourself now. It's not everything you can buy. It's not every place you can go. Maybe your friends are, going somewhere or buying something, but you can't buy. It's not that you don't have the money now. The money is there. But maybe that money, you are putting it somewhere so that you can use it to do some investments. Do you see the idea? So you have to control yourself. Now, your friends may laugh at you. They will mock you. But it's not today. It's about the long term. It's about the long term. So personal budgeting is very important. But what I want to say more is about self-control so that you keep a lot of the money you make. Okay? Don't go and rent at a place that you can't afford because you want to be a big boy. No. Does it mean deny yourself of happiness in the world? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you must delay gratification, and that's how wealth is created. You must learn to deprive yourself a little bit in the short term so that in the long term you can be successful. So that is what I would say there. It's not about low income. It is about how much of the money you keep. So have a budget. Know your finances. Know your basic necessities. Control yourself. Don't carry some expenditures you are not supposed to carry. Don't take on responsibilities you are not supposed to be taking on. Don't spend money on things that will not advance your life in the interim. And that will require you that you sacrifice, you make some sacrifices, and people will laugh at you. People will laugh at you, but it's okay. It's not about today. Are you getting it? It's not about today. So that is what I would say there, Fari, for you. Have a personal budget, but most importantly, you have to control yourself. You have to control yourself. Richard Shackle said, love to hear from you more. Okay. You can send us a message on WhatsApp or connect with us and send a DM on any platform, WhatsApp, link. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever the heck, the same name, Nhyira Premium. You can send us a WhatsApp message and you'll be guided. As I said, if you want to book a session with me, to spend time with me, to pick my brain on something, you can send a message. My executive assistant will provide you with the link so you can book a session with me, and then we can have some time together. Then I can guide you practically on how you can make various decisions. Rotimi Celestine said, how do I raise capital for my business? Celestine, what kind of business are we talking about here? What kind of business are we talking about here? How do you raise capital for your business? I would say that first, it should come from you. So personal savings. Especially because, again, I don't know the country you are in though, but 99.9% of the time, investors will only give you money after they've seen some significant results. Okay, it's not you won't come and you just have an idea. Hey, Charlie, Nhyira, and I receive those things a lot. Yeah, Nhyira, I have this idea. We'll do this thing, and when we do it, it will do and I'm like, okay, so how much money have you put into it? How much money are you making? Because that's what an investor will ask you. Okay, this thing, how much money have you put into it? How much money are you currently making? What is the size of the market? Who are your key competitors? How do you plan to scale? Now, before you can answer these questions, it means you've had some skin in the game. So, Celestine, first, you have to start small with what you have. Now, your best source of investment is your customers. And that is called organic growth. So, from your personal savings and some friends who trust in you, or parent, if your parents trust in you. Jeff Bezos got money from the parent. Donald Trump got money from the father. So if your parents, they can support, fine, whatever. But primarily it has to come from your savings. Okay? Because you don't want to borrow money to start a business. It may not go down well. So personal savings. Then start small, but learn quickly. So when you learn, when the money is coming, you put it into the business. You put it into the business. So personal savings, number one, start small, and then your customers. So when the money starts coming, you put it into the business. And then number three, you form strategic alliance. There's a whole masterclass that I can do. I don't know, Celestine, you can send us a message on WhatsApp and book a session with me. I could provide you with some blueprints on this. Because personally, that is how I started my journey, right? Personal money, started small, what I can do. Then strategic alliance. Okay, so for instance, I needed an office space to be able to run classes. But I didn't have money to rent an office space. So what do? I wrote to schools where the time that they are redundant periods, I can use this place to run a class. Then we share in the revenue, not in the profit, the revenue. That's what I mean by strategic alliance. And definitely I got a place where we had that. And so there was a deal. So I was on one side, the other school is on one side, and my classes are when they have closed. Because at that time, they are not using the place for anything. And that is strategic alliance. And they take a percentage of revenue, not profit, revenue. And the most important thing is this: as the money was coming, I put it back into the business. It's not now I'm going to buy nice clothing, buy a car or whatever. So that is organic growth. That's organic growth. So Celestine and everybody seeking to start a business, that's the strategy. We will have another masterclass on entrepreneurship, and maybe I could expand on some of these things. But start small with your personal savings, see how it goes, grow quickly, learn a lot. Then as you are getting the customers, Make sure that you put the money back into the business. You could form some strategic alliances. Then you are keeping proper books of accounts. Then as your business starts growing, you can go to the banks and they can give you some small loans. Then you can start expanding with it and all of those things in that particular case. So, Celestine, on a summary level, that is what I can say here. But as I said, this is a whole masterclass that we can do or expand on. And everything I share with you are things that I have seen in my life, right? Things that I have done. Like the example I just gave you about how I started and how I leverage strategic alliance. Because I'm not somebody who will come here and read some books and come and tell you what I've read in the books. No. So everything I'm telling you are things that I have observed, applied in my life, and recommended to my mentees who have also applied in their life. And so you start with personal savings small. Your customers are your key investors. They can give you the money you want. Then form strategic alliance. Then you are keeping proper books of accounts in that particular case. So Celestine, this is what I can say here. But as I said, you can send us a message on WhatsApp or DM or whatever it is. And then maybe book a call with me if possible. And we can expand a little bit on that for you and give you some recommendations on what you need to do in that case. All right? Let me know if that is helpful. I want to invest in my professional life before getting into business. Yeah, that's important as well. You can do that concurrently or simultaneously or whatever. But if you want to, finish with your professional qualification, become a chartered accountant, then the money, as you're a chartered accountant, can now go into business, and that is the thing. So yeah, that's a good thing in that particular case. But small problem with savings now. You must learn to save. Okay? Learn to save. Learn to save. Celestine said she's in Nigeria. Okay. Learn to save. Small, but you have to learn to save. Learn to save. And that is the self-control thing that I spoke to you about. If you can control yourself and be reasonable, you will definitely succeed in that case. It's not everybody that can do the things that I've discussed today. Because you see, everyone wants to make money. Everyone wants to have a beautiful life, but only a few people are willing to work and do what is required for them to have that life. But the question is, do you want it? If you want it, then you have to pay the price. And if you can pay the price, then you can succeed in that particular case. All right? So that is what you need to understand there, and that is what we wanted to, share with you on the call today on the financial independence framework to help you to be on this journey. Money is important. Money is the lifeblood of the world. Without money, you cannot do anything. Okay? Without money, don't let anybody lie to you. Money is important. So learn about it. Read about it. Educate yourself about it and create a system to enable you to make more, because God has given you the power to make wealth. You have it. So if you can utilize it, you will be successful and you'll have a happy life. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for joining us on the stream today. And if there are any questions that you have, as I mentioned, you can send us a message on WhatsApp, 050-114-9296. Okay? 050-114-9296. If you are outside Ghana, the country code is +233, then 050-114-9296. So you can send us a message on WhatsApp, and then or visit our website, NhyiraPremium.com. You can book a session with me on our website directly, and have me on a call. My team and I will assist you. Maybe you are looking at starting to build your personal brand, starting to go into creating content, and you want guidelines. How do I go about it? What do I need? What do I have to do? How do I start it? You are becoming overwhelmed about it. What do you have to do? you will be given a guideline. My team is available. We will guide you. We will help you so you can start this journey. And over the next few years, you can become successful and live a happy life at the end of the day. So have a great weekend, and I'll catch you some other time as we continue with this journey. Until then, don't be greedy. Learn about money and know what you are investing your money into. If you don't know about the thing, keep the money in the bank or keep it in your safe. It is better for the money to sit in the bank or in your safe than to go and put it into something that you don't understand. Until we meet again, stay safe and stay blessed. Bye-bye.